Welcome back to Pilates by Brianna. Today's workout will be a mat class and we will be using the magic circle. So I have that off to the side. We're going to warm up without it initially and then we'll go ahead and use it, okay? So it's nearby but off to the side. We're going to start standing for more of a dynamic workout. So when you're ready, let's get started. Stand with the feet about hip distance apart and place your arms out in front of you and begin marching one knee up to your hand and then the other one. So we're doing big marches here, just warming up throughout the body and getting the heart rate up a bit. Try to keep the shoulders down away from the ears. And each time you raise up a hip or a knee, you're going to engage the core. Steady your breathing. We're almost there. Good job. I'm going to turn, but you can stay where you are. You're going to hinge forward so you have a nice flat back. And then in this position, you're going to tuck the tailbone. So you're engaging the core and tucking the tailbone underneath you. We're working into the deep abdominal muscles, the transverse abdominis. So you're engaging the core, squeezing the glutes slightly, and tucking the hips. We'll go for 5 more. 3, 2, and last 1. Come all the way up to standing and you're going to grab hold of your magic circle. And then you're going to stand facing the long edge of the mat and you're in a nice wide sumo squat. Feet are pointed out and knees will point out too. You're going to squat down, pause as you squeeze into the circle, and then bring it back up. Squat down, squeeze into the circle, engage the glutes and the inner thighs to come back up. We've got about 10. Try to sit down as low as you're able to, but we're still warming up. Halfway there, see if you can sit down a little bit lower. Exhale as you squeeze into the circle. We've got 2 more. Last one. And then we're going to add on to it. So you're going to bring the feet a little bit closer together. Just kind of walk them in. And then we're going to go into that same squat. And you're going to squeeze the circle. And then when you come up, shift your weight onto the right leg and kick the left leg out to the side. So you're squatting down and squeezing, come up as you shift the weight onto your right leg, and a lateral lift of that left leg. We'll do 5 more. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. And when you lift up the leg, keep the core nice and engaged to stay steady through the trunk. We'll do 2 more. Last one. And then we're going to go right into the second side. So you'll squat down, then shift the weight onto the left leg and lift the right. Squat, come up as you shift the weight onto the left leg and lift the right. And every time you squat down, you're squeezing into the circle. And we've got 5, 4, 3. See if you can sit down a little bit deeper. 2. Last 1. And then come to stand. I'm going to turn to face my short edge and we're going to do a single leg squat. Do it supported. So the left leg is going to come behind the right, and then you're going to squat down, engage the right glute as you come up, and step the left foot back as you raise the arms overhead. And then the left foot will come back behind the right to squat down. And then it will step back as you come all the way back up to standing. 5 more here. And don't forget to bring the arms overhead as you step back with the left leg. And getting as deep into this squat lunge as you feel comfortable. And then you're going to place the circle in front of you, put your right hand on it, left leg will go behind you. You're balancing on the right leg as you lift the left leg up behind you. So it probably won't go up very far, and that's fine, but you're trying to squeeze into that left glute while maintaining balance and stability. Your hips are square and they're pressing forward. And you're soft in the magic circle. Hold that left leg up for pulses. Little pulses here, up an inch, down an inch. And then come all the way up to standing. And we're going to repeat that on the second side. Right leg will go behind the left as you lower down. And then as you step the right leg back, you're going to straighten the arms out overhead. So now we're really focusing on engaging the left glute to come back up to standing. Let's do 2 more. Good. And then we have our balance. So you're going to place a circle in front of you, right leg will go behind you, and you're lifting that right leg up towards the ceiling and lowering down. And then you'll hold that right leg up for your pulses. Pulse that right leg up an inch and down an inch, squeezing into the right glute. Good work. Come up to standing, place the circle off to the side, step back into plank, just briefly, and then lift the hips up for a down dog. You can begin pedaling out the legs, just getting a stretch in the back of the legs. So just alternate bending one knee and then the other. We'll do a few more. You're pressing firmly into your hands. And then come forward to plank. And we're just going to hold a plank just to warm up into the abdominals. You're pressing the shoulder blades away from you and a nice flat line in your back. And then you can bring the knees down, and you're going to come to sitting with the legs out long. You're going to place the circle between your feet. So the feet are on the padded part and the legs are out long. And we're going to do a roll back and a roll up. So arms will go in front of you, tuck the core and begin rolling all the way down to the mat. Arms will go overhead. Inhale as the arms come up towards the ceiling. Exhale to engage the core. Squeeze through the circle as you come up to seated. And we'll repeat. Roll back down. And then you're squeezing into the circle to help you come back up. We'll do 2 more here. Really press into the circle, feel the inner thighs, lift the pelvic floor, engage the core to come back up. And then we will do 1 more time. And next time you're up in the seated position, you're going to stay sitting. Take the circle out from your feet and place it in your hands. Bring the feet together to touch, and we'll do a half roll back. Engage the core as you roll back halfway, lift the arms to overhead, and then come back up to seated. Tuck the tailbone as you scoop the core and roll back, lift the arms to overhead, back in front of you, come back up to a flat back. Last one here. Come all the way up, and then you could put the circle around your feet and just gently stretch over the legs. And then we're going to add on the obliques. So arms are out in front of you, and then tuck your tailbone, roll back halfway, hold, rotate to the left, back to center, and back up to a seated position. Roll back halfway, rotate to the left, back to center, and then return to seated. We'll do 3 more. We're going for 5 on each side. Shoulders are still down away from the ear, so we're mindful of that. The last one here. And then we'll go right into the right side. So scoop, roll back halfway, hold, rotate to the right, keeping the arms long, back to center and up to seated. We're going for 5. We have 3, 2, and last 1. Once you're all the way up, place the circle off to the side just briefly, bend up the knees, bring the feet as wide as the mat, and just gently rotate the knees side to side, just stretching out the legs. And then come back to center, bring the legs back in together, pick up your circle. You're going to come to balancing on your sits bones, arms are overhead. You're going to tap the toes down as you raise the arms overhead at the same time. So tapping the toes down, arms go overhead, really feeling the core and your back muscles activate. Good work, you guys. And then you're going to come to a kneeling position, and I'm going to face the long edge of my mat again. A high kneeling position, and the circle is at your chest. You're going to press it out in front of you, bring it overhead, back out in front of you, and in. Press it out in front of you to overhead, out in front of you, and in. If you have little arm weights, maybe a pound or 2, you can also put them on the wrist. And this would be a great set to use just if you want a little additional weight. We are almost there. And pause. Now with the circle at your chest, you're going to squeeze into it and then rest, and then press the circle out away from you. So you're squeezing with it in at your chest and then pressing it away. Squeeze in, press away. I like to exhale as I squeeze in and inhale to press away. But you can take whatever breathing pattern feels best for you and most natural. The last one here, and then when the arms are straight, hold it out for steering wheel. You're going to turn the circle so that way your one hand is on top of the other, back to your starting position and switch. So pretending the circle is a steering wheel, you're just turning it side to side. Arms stay out in front of you. You're keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. You've heard me say that a bunch today. But even in this position, you're keeping the shoulder blades back. So you're not rounded forward, and you're engaging the muscles around and between your shoulder blades. You're keeping your chin parallel to the floor. So you're looking straight in front of you, not down at the ground. And then bring the arms back in. Arms will go up overhead, then bend the elbows as you put the circle around your head, squeeze into the circle, and then raise it back to overhead. So bringing it down around you, squeeze in, and back to overhead. We've got about 5 more. And then when the arms are overhead, you could pause, bend the elbows, and straighten them back out. Bend and straighten. So we're working the triceps, the back of the upper arms. You're trying to keep the biceps by the ears as much as you can. So the arms have been moving non-stop. So you should be feeling a little bit of tiredness in them. You're going to bring the arms down, place the circle against the outer right thigh, and then you're going to count to 3 as you slowly press the circle into you, and then count to 3 as you let it release. So it's a press, 1, 2, 3, release, 2, 3. So nice and controlled like that. You're still in this tall kneeling position, so you're squeezing the glutes, you're engaged in the core, and you should be feeling the obliques working a bit to stabilize the hip. Hips are pressing forward. And then we'll switch sides. So the circle is pressing against the left outer thigh. And then with your left hand, you're going to squeeze on a 3 count in towards you and then release on a 3 count. Nice and controlled. Exhale as you slowly press in. Inhale to release. Almost there. Good work, you guys. You're going to come to lay on your backs, and you'll place the magic circle between the knees. And then we're going to come into bridging. So once you're all the way down, hands will be down by your side. You're going to engage the core, tuck the tailbone, and begin peeling the hips and the low back up off the mat. Once the hips are elevated, you're going to squeeze 1 time into the circle and then roll back down. So as you peel up, it's nice and slow, like a string of pearls coming off the mat. Inhale at the top, and then exhale to articulate the spine back down onto the mat. And don't forget that little press of the circle when the hips are elevated. We'll do a few more here. About 5 more to go. I like to exhale as I lift the hips up, inhale as you squeeze into the circle, and exhale to roll back down. Inhale to reset and repeat. Last one here. And then you're going to bring the legs up into tabletop, keep the circle between the knees, and then moving from the hips, you're going to lower the legs down, tap the toes, come back up, and squeeze into the circle. So lower the hips as you tap the toes, come back up, squeeze into the circle with the legs in tabletop. We've got about 10 rounds here. As you lower the toes down towards the mat, if you feel the back coming up at all off the mat, then don't touch the toes down. So you're only going as far down with the toes as you feel comfortable without letting the back raise off the mat. Core is nice and engaged the entire time. Once the legs are in tabletop, hands will go behind your head. You're going to lift the head and shoulders up off the mat. Lower lift the legs. When the legs are in tabletop, squeeze the circle, lower the head back down. So chest lift, toe tap, squeeze the circles with the legs in tabletop, lower the chest back down. So that's the sequence that we have going here. We do a chest lift, lower lift the legs, squeeze the circle with the legs in tabletop, lower the head back down. A few more rounds. And if this does not feel good on your neck, you always have the option of keeping the head down the entire time. We have 2 more. And last one. When the head is rested down, keep it down. and lower the legs down. Knees are bent. You're going to straighten out the right leg. And then you're going to, with the knee straight, press the right leg into the circle. So really feeling the inner thighs work here, as well as the obliques to stabilize. You've got 10 presses, nice and controlled. You're pressing it in and controlling it back out. So you're keeping resistance on the circle the entire time. And then you could bend that right knee, place the foot on the ground, and straighten out the left leg. And same thing, press into the circle, control it back out. And then you could bend that left knee and put the foot back down. Take the circle out from between the legs and hug the knees into your chest. You could gently rock side to side if that feels good for you, getting a little stretch in the low back. And then you're going to come to lay on your left side. You're going to take the circle and you're going to place the bottom leg through the circle, going into our side series. So 2 options here. You can either rest the head down or you can come propped up onto your left elbow. If you choose this option, try to stay lifted through the left oblique. And then with your right foot, you're going to alternate bringing it above the circle, in towards the chest, and then between the circle. So just alternating, kicking it above the circle and then through the circle. Staying nice and lifted through that left side if you're propped up on your left elbow. Almost done here. And then when your leg is over the circle, you can pause. And we're going to go into rainbows. So you're going to let the foot tap in front of the circle and then raise it up and behind and tap the mat behind the circle. So just front and back here. At any point of time, if staying up on the left elbow or forearm is too much for you, you can always lay down. 5 more rounds to go. Really feeling that right outer thigh working here. Good work, you guys. Stay strong. And then you can come up. You're going to take the circle out from your foot and place it in front of you. We're going to do a leg lift, a side leg lift. You have the right hand in the circle out in front of you. As you lift the right leg, you're going to press the right hand into the circle. And for this one, everyone will be propped up on their left forearm. So as you raise the right leg up, you're pressing down into the circle. Good work. You're going to come to lay on your stomach, and before we transition to the other side, we're just going to do a swan variation. So circle will be out in front of you, hands are pressing down, and then you're going to press the hands firmly into the circle as you lift the head and shoulders up off the mat into your swan position. As you lift up, you're thinking of drawing the shoulder blades back and down, so shoulders are staying away from the ears. And I have my legs about mat distance apart to take some pressure off my low back. Try not to clench into the glutes. This is a pretty passive movement on the lumbar spine or the low back. So exhale as you press into the circle and raise your chest up. And then you can come all the way up. And we're going to do the side series on the second side. So I'm turning around so I can face you guys. I have my right foot on the bottom of the magic circle, and we've got the weaving of the top leg above the circle and through the circle. And you're going to take whatever variation you took the time before in regards to having your head down or propped up on that right elbow. And we're just weaving the leg, that left leg above the circle and then through the circle. Nice long lean legs here. Almost there. And then when that left leg is above the circle, we're going to pause, and we've got our rainbows. So you're tapping that left leg to the front part of the mat and then circle it above and over the magic circle to tap the back part of the mat. So just a tap forward and tap back. Staying nice and strong through the obliques on both sides here. Good work. You could come all the way up to get your circle, and we've got the one more set. You're going to stay propped up on your right elbow. Circle is in front of your body with the left hand in it. And then you're going to press into the circle as you raise the left leg up off the bottom leg. So just a side leg lift here as you press down into the circle. Really feeling, again, the obliques on both sides working because you're staying nice and lifted through the right side. And as you lift the left leg, we're using our obliques too. This is our last set, and then we're going to cool down with some stretches. So good work, you guys. You could come to lay on your back, and we'll do a figure 4 stretch. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. Two options here. You can either push the right knee away from you, or you can grab hold behind the left knee, thigh, and bring that left leg in towards your chest. So choose whatever option is most comfortable, and you should feel a stretch in the outer right hip. And then you could lower the leg down and unwind, and then we will do the second side. So take whatever variation that you took the first time, either keeping the right foot down or bringing that right knee in towards your chest. And then you can uncross here. You're going to take the circle and place your right foot on the padded side and lift that right leg up for a hamstring stretch, a stretch on the back part of the leg. And the left leg is out long. You're holding it here. And then you'll put the circle in your left hand and bring that right leg across your body so you feel it more in the outer right thigh. Bring that right leg back up to center, switch your hand, so now your right hand is in the circle, and then bring that leg out to the right for more of an inner thigh stretch. I like to bend my left knee here and let my left knee go out to the side just to balance a bit easier. But you can also keep that left leg straight. Bring the right leg back up to center, and then we're going to switch sides. So right leg will be on the mat, the left foot is in the circle, and you bring that left leg up towards the ceiling, getting a stretch in the hip flex, or the hamstrings, excuse me. And then you'll put the right hand in the circle and pull that left leg across your body, feeling a stretch in the left outer thigh. Bring it back up to center. Now the left hand will be in the circle, and you're bringing that left leg out towards the left for more of an inner thigh stretch. And then same thing with the right leg. You can either keep it out long, or I like to bend it in and bring that right knee out to the side. Bring that left leg back up to center, take the circle out from the legs, roll to one side and press up to a seated position. and you're in a comfortable seat. Once you're here, you're going to reach tall through the crown of the head as you raise the arms overhead and then bring them down together through heart center. And you are all done. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the workout and hope to see you soon.